Hello and welcome to Carla is Crafty number 89. I had to look at my note. I know it's been a while. I know I never did post pictures of my giveaway yarn. I had a couple of people call for it. The young lady who was asking about the plushie yarn and the Ami sticks, if you would please try that other email I sent you, so I can get your address and get you a quote on how much shipping would be. I still have a bag with some cotton yarn in it, and I still have a box with some wool and acrylic yarn in it, if anybody is interested in that. First come, first serve in the comments. If you will email me your address at carlaiscrafty553@gmail.com, and that will be in the description too. If you'll email me your address after you stake your claim in the comments, I will get you a quote on the shipping cost and get that to you. I guess I should introduce myself in case you're new here. My name's Carla. I'm a mom, a wife, and a midwife, and I'm a born-again Christian, and I love people enough to tell them that. This is Sophie. She's one of my dogs. She will be a year old on the 23rd of September, and she obviously is a miniature dachshund. She's wearing her harness. Everybody asks what this green thing is. I'm like, it's her harness, because when she goes out, she has to be on a lead so she doesn't go under the fence, because she's tiny and would go under the fence. She may not stay up here the whole time, but when I came in and sat down and started to get anything ready, she wanted to sit on my lap. So right now she's content to sit, and we'll go from there. So we will start with finished objects. I have a Betty the Bat. I really like this pattern. I like my other bat pattern too. This is so cute. This is made with Premier Basic Brights in a gray color and an orange. I think the orange is carrot actually. And then I used some of the white pupil eyes. The black is Bernat charcoal or coal, sorry. And then the little mouth and fangs are Red Heart Super Saver and Premier Basic, I think. And then the eyes I get from AliExpress. I never thought I'd order anything from them, but I've been very pleased with the eyes that I've ordered from them. And so, and it was the first place I found the white pupil eyes at a reasonable price. And, you know, they've got orange glitter back, so they come with different color backs. So there's that. And then my next finished object is Lumina, the angelfish. I'll have to insert a photo. It's made with glow-in-the-dark eyes that I ordered from AliExpress. And my daughter, when I found them, she was telling me I should get some glow-in-the-dark eyes. And when I found them, she's like, oh, you should make an anglerfish. So I told her I was making one for her. And so I made it for her, and I've already given it to her. The yarn I used was Premier Just Chenille. It's kind of a black and white speckled. And then I put the glow-in-the-dark eyes on it. And so I'll insert a picture so you guys can see that. And then I'll insert another picture that's, it's actually a picture of the fish with the glow-in-the-dark eyes glowing, but because I'm in a dark room, so the eyes will glow, you can't really see the fish. You can just see the glowing eyes, but it is really cool effect. And then I made a mini owl amigurumi. Oh, I'm sorry, the Betty the Bat, that's from Cuteville Toys. And then I made a mini owl from Easy Crochet Plushies. I made it with white eyes too, because I thought it was cute. And little orange behind him. It's just a smaller size eye. And this is all Just Chenille from Dollar Tree, except this light brown is Teddy Bear, which is Premier Parfait. My next finished object, I really wanted to get in on the the tester call for this pattern from AQ Crochet. I didn't get into the tester call. I don't know. When I try to get in those on Instagram, there's so many different little things you have to do, and I'm not very savvy with Instagram. I mean, you know, I can share your things and tag people and things like that, but apparently I don't do it right. That, or I'm sure she probably had so many people and she, you know, just chose whatever. But it is the Loso Witch from AQ Crochet. And so this is one of them. Really cute, you know, she's got brown hair. I know you guys know who this is supposed to look like because of the skin color, but suffice it to say, it's a Loso Witch. And then I did the other one too, and she did hers with orange hair, but I wanted yellow hair, and we all know who this is supposed to look like too. But there you go. I think they are adorable. I couldn't wait for them to come out because I wanted to make them so much. And so I was so happy when the pattern came out. I bought it immediately and made them. And they are also made with just chenille. That's all just chenille yarn from the Dollar Tree. Every time I go to Dollar Tree, I look to see if they have more colors. And if they do, I get colors. And so I have a nice collection of that just chenille. And I like it, actually. I don't think it fuzzes too bad, you know, things like that. What are you sniffing, Sophie? She's like sniffing something on the floor and she's about to fall off. Then I made a baby Highland cow from Madeline Mako with Premier Parfait. I did not take a picture, so I can't insert a picture. And right after I made it, I ran into someone and they had to have it for a family member, and so they bought it before I even remembered to take a picture of it. So I'll have to make another one in the future because they were really nice to make. It's a great pattern. And then my husband wanted me to make some, for copyright purposes, marine people. And so, oh no, I need to cut that extra little piece off there. This is the first one. This pattern is called Marine Whimsy Squad by Elegant Purely is the person who made the pattern, and I used Premier de Chenille for all of it too. And then here is another one of the marine people. I know you recognize these marine people. And then here is another one of the marine people. And here's the last one, okay? So, fun. They were fun to make. I don't know if I'd make tons of them, but I would make it again. It was not so, you know, I mean, there really isn't a lot of sewing along with it, and they're very nicely made. I mean, the pattern's really nice, so I would definitely do that. And you guys do remember that I usually upload my video, and then once it uploads the next day or two after, I go in and put all the patterns and supplies and stuff in the description. So I will do that after I get this uploaded. And then I made a dachshund skeleton tee with my embroidery machine. You guys have seen my beautiful embroidery machine. You know, I need to give that machine a name. Let's have a name contest for my embroidery machine. So isn't that adorable? I just thought that was the cutest little design. And it's got, you know, little hearts for the nose and the heart. And I just thought it was super cute. And of course, I love everything dachshund. As you can tell from this dachshund. This is my baby. I love my Neville too, but he is too big to be a lap dog. He's so big, and so, but he's still very loved and taken care of, so we're good. And then I made some canvas bags. I made one with some chickens, and it says Merry Chickmas on it. I will post a picture because I made that, and I posted these on Facebook, and 2 of my friends ordered them, so I had to make a second one, and I got those mailed out already. And then I did, these are canvas bags from Hobby Lobby. They have double pockets on the back, and then it has a big space on the front. So I did this cardinal, and I did the two of the Merry Chickmas, and then I did this one, which is flowers, and it says, God is good all the time, and he certainly is. I thought that was really pretty. I made these for my market in October. I'm doing the Harvest Festival in Owasso, and so that's what I made those for. And I went and bought, I think, 6 more bags a couple of days ago to make some more, because I want to make the Merry Chickmas. Since it did well, I want to make at least one of those to take to my market. And then I have a couple of other designs I'd like to make. I think they'll sell well, because I'm selling them for like $20 plus shipping if you have to have them shipped. So I thought that was really reasonable for something of that quality, and I really like them. So, and then what else did I make? Okay, so I'm calling this one Arachnid Boy. I had a friend who wanted one of these for her little boy, so I made this for him just because he's precious and I love him. And so I'm calling it Arachnid Boy, you know, for copyright purposes. This is Bernat Race Car Red, and then Bernat, I can't remember the name of the blue. I'm really bad about throwing away the ball bands when I end up caking up what's left of a skein, and so I shouldn't do that without putting a little note on them. And then this is felt. These are both felt. These are all felt. So I just freehand drew a picture of a half a spider, folded it in half, cut it out, and then I used that for a pattern for the felt. And I freehanded the eyes too, you know, and just did 2 sets. I glued these on with Aleene's craft glue, and then once the glue had dried, I took thread and sewed them down, okay? Just because it's a little kid, and I know he won't eat them, he's not that small, but he might pick at them, and at least this way they'll stay on for a while. And so I made that one out of Bernat, and it's pretty decent size. And then I made another one, you know, obviously same pattern, different yarn. This is all just chenille. And then, you know, you can tell it's not quite as neat. This is embroidered on with Red Heart Super Saver Black. And then this was some Premier Basic White and the black. I just kind of freehand put the eyes on and the spider because I wanted to see if I could do it. So the red is just chenille. The blue is Premier Parfait. And this blue, this must be a weird formula. This one, that sucker, like fuzz, like nobody's business. Sewing with it was a nightmare. It just would strip off the string. So probably wouldn't make a whole bunch of these with that particular yarn. But I don't have the just chenille. I haven't found in the darker blue. I've only found it in like a teal and a light blue, which, you know, the pattern, I'll have to put the link for it in my description because I can't remember the name of the person that made this. It's a good pattern. And she also has a pink one, which is, I don't know, Mrs. Arachnid. I don't know. Anyway, so those. And then lastly I made some Ami sticks. So these are cute little hearts with stethoscopes. These are Hogwarts crests. I can't remember if I've shown you those already because I made them a while back. And then these are copies. I can't even remember where I got these focal beads. These, the Harry Potter ones, the Hogwarts ones, I got from AliExpress. The other ones, oh, I got these off of Etsy, off of a seller on Etsy. And then I also ordered these off of AliExpress. I got some Mystery Machines and some Scooby-Doos, okay? So the Mystery Machines and the Scooby-Doos, I sent some to a couple of friends who I thought might use them. And if you watch Crafty Kate or you watch No Catchy Name, you will see those. Because that's who I sent them to. And then I also got this from that seller on Etsy, and again, I'll put her down there. It's just the cutest little hot dog dachshund. So I made a couple of those for me, right? Because I love my hot dog dachshunds. This time I made them on shorter DPNs because as much as I like these really long ones, a lot of the plushies I make aren't big. This is great when you have a bigger dragon or something like that to hold them on. But because a lot of my plushies are smaller, the shorter ones really come in handy. Okay, so I really like those. By the way, these are all for sale. If I ever get my shop up, I'll put them. Hopefully in October, I'll get my shop set up. I'm going to try to do a shop on Tidu and see how that goes. And if I get that set up, then I'll have these on there. But those are fun, and I think they're great. Insofar as Joys in Progress, I'm still working on my husband's cardigan. Yes, it may be the project that never ends. I do still have my socks going. I haven't caked up the new yarn that lady sent me that was bleeding onto my hands, you know, the first yarn that I bought from her. And she was very sweet and sent me a new skein, but I haven't caked it up and started working with it yet because I've been doing other things. Plus I'm still working and spending time filling out lots of paperwork for my new job and all sorts of fun stuff. Acquisitions, I'm sure I've gotten lots of things. I did get a really cute dachshund Halloween blanket, which I forgot to bring in here. But I will show you. So I found these dachshund bags at Kohl's. $1.50. And I got one for me and one for my daughter because she loves dachshunds too. The blanket is this exact same print. The blanket I got at TJ Maxx several weeks ago. Was it TJ Maxx or Ross? I could be wrong. It could have been Ross. Anyway, but it's the exact same print. Isn't that weird? That print's just kind of going around different places. And so I love all things dachshund, and I belong to a group on Facebook called Dachshund Finds. And these people are showing all these really great dachshund things. And so I'm always going into Ross and TJ Maxx and Beal's trying to find these items. And I've not had much success other than, you know, that blanket. And then I did find a charger that has little dachshunds on it. TJ Maxx, my store did have the dachshund iPhone covers, but they only had them for a 15 or a 16 Pro Max. The 15 is too small for my phone, and the Pro Max 16 is too big for my phone. And so I didn't get one of those, which is fine. I don't have to have it. I don't have to have any of these things. I love my dachshund, and I love all things dachshund. And so I have been looking at Beal's because they've been getting this Betsy Johnson purse, and I'll put a picture up in the corner of the video. And I've looked at 2 Beal's close to me, one a little farther out. I have a friend who her mom lives in a town where they have one. She's going to go check for me, and I haven't found it. It's a Betsy Johnson purse, and it's a dachshund skeleton. It's adorable. If anybody finds one and they want to purchase it and then let me know, I will send you the purchase price and the shipping. And your choice of Amy sticks for a finder's fee. Okay. Anyway, I know I don't need the purse, but it's so adorable and I would like to have one. That's kind of it. I have, like I said, a market October 11th in Owasso. I'm excited about that. And it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun and hopefully well attended. And hopefully I can sell a lot of my plushies and perhaps some embroidered bags. I am going to take some embroidered shirts like one of each, one size or whatever, and people can order them, because trying to have an inventory of various sizes of a certain design on a shirt is not in my financial ability to have that stockpiled like that. The bags are pretty easy to do, but like doing a bunch of shirts that might not sell, I think that would be, the bags are kind of one size fits all, but shirts, you have to be very particular about size and things like that. And so I don't want to end up with a bunch of shirts that I can't sell because I didn't get them in the right sizes. So I thought what I'd do is just do some like in my size or friends or family sizes that I can give to them later or something. And then I would have those for people to decide if they wanted to order them or not. So we'll see. I do have a premiere order that'll be here tomorrow, because I'm doing a pattern test for someone and I couldn't finish what I was making from her pattern because I ran out of this particular yarn and its premiere. And so I did order some and it'll be here tomorrow. I mean, it's nothing exciting. It's just kiwi. And I still have not been able to get any goblin, even though I've tried there and Hirschner's. That goblin color in the Premier Parfait is just, I don't think ever going to be back in stock. And I ordered some Premier Parfait. That the one I ordered was a Brights. That's what I need to finish this project that I'm testing. But I did order some Premier Parfait and some of the newer colors, and they've already sent me a notification that the carrot, I guess, is out of stock. So I understand that people like these for amigurumi and they buy a lot of them, but I can't believe they can't anticipate some of the demand. But we'll go from there. I did make one other thing, and I just finished it up yesterday, and it was some tulips in a pot, like a potted plant of tulips for a friend. And I would not recommend the pattern. I won't even link it because it's basically, it tells you how to make the different parts of it, but it doesn't really tell you how to assemble it well. So you really had to pretty much just figure that out on your own. And I made this statement before. If you're going to do a free pattern and it's not great, I'm not going to fuss because it's free. But if you are going to charge people for a pattern, you need to have people test it and get feedback. You need to edit the pattern or have someone edit it, because you're charging people money for this pattern. And I know you say, oh, it's only a few dollars, but you're still charging for it. It should be done well. This pattern was not. I'll pop up a picture of the finished project. I did add eyes and a mouth. That wasn't in the pattern, but I thought it was cute, and so I'll pop up a picture of it there. But again, just if you're going to charge for a pattern, and I gave an honest review on Etsy. I wasn't harsh or anything. I just gave an honest review that, it's definitely not a beginner pattern. You have to figure it out for yourself, because all it does is basically tell you how to make the parts. And like, part of it, you have to use floral wire for the stems and the leaves, and it doesn't even tell you what length or what gauge floral wire. So I feel like that's a big missing part of it too. Other than that, it's been a little crazy, like I said, finishing up at the job where I am, and then getting ready to start my new job. Really exciting. Today I got to dress up in business clothes and get my white coat and go down, and they took a picture of all the obstetrics providers, including those of us who are new, for a billboard. I think that's hilarious. So they're going to put a billboard, local billboard up, so that people can see, these are the providers we have for you for OBGYN, for women's care, for prenatal care and delivery and things like that. So I'm excited about the new job. tomorrow I get to go to a health fair in the town where my new job is, and they will be introducing us to the public and setting up people's appointments and things. And so I'm really excited about that and ready to get started in the new job and go from there. It's sad to leave the job I'm in. I've been there for 10 years. I know so many wonderful, not only coworkers and peers and things like that from working there, but also patients that I've developed relationships with. And, you know, some of those patients I've caught every one of their babies, or at least one of them, or done prenatal visits with them, or things like that, you know, and you just build these relationships, and it's so hard to see that end. And it's happened, and I know God has a plan for each and every one of us, and I already have a job that I know is going to be fabulous and going to be such a blessing. So I'm thrilled about that, and so happy that God provided that job in a good driving distance. It's 5 minutes further away than my other job was, and so I don't have to move. Moving is so hard. Can you imagine moving all this? I know. Bags of plushies, getting ready for market. So I really want to do well at market, because I really want to be able to decrease the inventory quite a bit. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Remember, Jesus loves you, and so do I. And enjoy your crafting. Bye.